and Happy New Year's! Today's makeup look is going to be my New Year's Eve slash party makeup tutorial. I have to put slash party makeup tutorial because this look is in no way restricted or just limited to New Year's Eve. You can wear this whenever you have a party to go to, something super glam, a Tuesday afternoon, lunch with your boss, totally appropriate. It's not like we're writing New Year's on our forehead, which would totally complete the look. And glitter, right? Right. I just feel like New Year's Eve is that one night of the year where you can pretty much dunk your face in like a bucket of glitter and show up to the party and people are gonna be like, yeah! So today I am using purples, blues, and silvers to create this cut, crease, inner corner cat eye situation that we have going on here. It feels so weird for me because I did not even go in with a warm transition color in my crease. Like, it didn't happen. When you guys see this video, you're gonna be like, what? New year, new me, right? Hey. Actually not true whatsoever. I can guarantee I will still be eating Doritos on my couch in January. New year, same bullshit. Anything goes on New Year's. So have fun with your makeup for New Year's because honest to God, if anyone judges you, that's their problem. You do you, boo. So that's it. I'm going to jump into the video now. I hope that you guys enjoy. This is my last video for 2015. I was actually thinking about making an entire dedicated video for New Year's Eve just to say thank you so much to all of you and everything that, all the support and love that you've shown me throughout the year. But I was like, you know what, Jacqueline? They know. That might be a little cheesy, but I love you guys so much and I'm just gonna move past this quickly because I don't want this to be like weird or emotional, but honest to God, 2015 has been such an amazing year and thank you so much for being by my side and supporting everything that I have done and just showing so much love and encouragement. I look up to you guys so much and I admire you and you guys make me a better person on a daily basis. So thank you so much. I hope that you have a wonderful New Year's and I hope that 2016 is just nothing but blessings for you guys. Of course you're gonna have hard times, of course you're gonna have bumps in the roads, of course you're gonna have things that make you just wanna scream and cry, but we can get through it, right? So thank you so much for watching this. Thank you so much for supporting me. I love you guys and Happy New Year's. Bye.
Hey everybody! So my eyes are already primed and I'm going to start off with this Makeup Geek eyeshadow in the shade Curfew. This is kind of a cool tone lilac medium tone purple and I'm going to grab a precision brush. This is the Morphe M518 and as you can see it's kind of long and skinny and narrow and I'm going to ever so lightly begin to dust this in the upper crease area. I'm going to avoid the lid since we are doing a cut crease today and I am using extremely light-handed motions and then once that purple begins to leave my brush I'll press a little bit harder to kind of blend it out. Now I'm going to go in with Time Travel. This is another matte Makeup Geek shade. This slightly reminds me of MAC Plumage, so if you have that one, it would pretty much be a dupe for this one. And using a MAC 242, I'm going to just begin to carve out my crease area. You can do this with any brush that you're comfortable with. This is the one that I personally am comfortable with. And you can also create your crease wherever you want. You can put it higher, you can put it lower. If you don't have a crease, if you have hooded eyes, you can really create this cut crease wherever you want on the eye space. Then I'll go back with that same Morphe M518 and a little bit more of that purple shade to just blend out the edges, but making sure that we really aren't blending anything on the actual lid. We're working strictly on the upper crease area since we are doing that cut crease eye. And I wanted to show you the exact same thing on the other eye, how I start in the outer corner and I bring it all the way into the inner corner. If you're getting a little sloppy, don't worry. Even if as I was doing this, I was like, oh, I'm getting a little sloppy, I might have to start over, but I didn't. I powered through and it all came together. So it's okay if it falls down on the lid a little bit or looks unblended. You can totally fix that later. Just try to really make sure that you are precisely cutting the crease and that's really all you need to worry about at this moment. Now I'm going to go in with a Natasha Denona eyeshadow. These palettes are insanely expensive, but you can buy these shadows individually, which I got super excited about. This is the Shadow 45M Industrial. I'm going to use a 242 brush again. It's basically what I'm using for everything in this look. And I'm going to spritz my brush with some MAC Fix Plus to make this just a little bit more metallic and go on super duper pigmented. So at this point, what I'm going to do is put it all over my lid like normal, and then when I get to the crease area where we have that shadow, I'm going to make sure to only go in windshield wiper motions. As you can see, I'll kind of swipe and pat on the lid, but then when I get to the crease, I lay my brush down flat and I just go in windshield wiper motions and I don't pick up my brush to really make sure that we're carving out that crease and keeping it nice and cut because we don't want to blend that blue and purple with the silver. We really want them to be different, you know what I'm saying? Nice and cut. So once we have that done and we have that silver all over the lid, I am then going to go back in and blend out the inner corner because I felt like it was just a little choppy. So I'm using the Morphe M507. I use this in a couple videos ago as well. It's such a tiny little precision brush that's great for things like this, like precise inner corner blending. So I put a little bit more of that curved hue, that matte purple, and then just blend away on the inner corner. And I realized I wanted it to be just a little bit more pigmented, and I wanted a little bit more of that unique blue to pop in my outer crease. So I picked up a little bit more, and again with the same MAC 242 brush, I'm going to just add a little bit more of that time travel shade, because it's New Year's Eve. I want these colors to pop. I don't want it just to look like it's silver and black. I want you to be able to see that it's clearly like fun colors in my crease. And then going back with that same precision brush, I'm going to just blend it out a little bit and move on. It's a lot of blending, right? You kind of got to keep looking, backing up to make sure that you're getting what you want. So now I am going to be going in with some gel liner. I feel like I haven't done a wing liner in so long. Can you hear like the gates of heaven opening? Yes, thank you, God. Eyeliner for the win. I need this in my life. So I'm going to be going in and just doing a regular wing. I'm going to keep this a little bit more on the thin side because I like my eyeliner personally very thick. It's like all or nothing for me, but this is more of a thin liner for me today. So I didn't want to cover up or overpower what we have going on the rest of the eye, so I want to keep it more on the thin side. And as you see, I literally make a straight line on the outer corner of my eye, and then I carve it out, and I'm going to just draw a line straight across my lid on my lash line, and then I fill it in using that Maybelline gel liner in the shade Blackest Black. And as far as the eye brush that I'm using, the liner brush is a Sigma F65 brush. Now for lashes, I'm going to use Velour Lash in the City because these have like a really nice fluffy wing on the outer edge, but they're fairly short on the inner corner in the middle of the eye, so they're not going to cover up this look. I didn't want to go in with something too fluffy that was going to cover it up. Now we're going to be trying the Nivea Men Aftershave Balm that Nikki Tutorials is always raving about, and it does smell a little bit like a dude, but a good dude. It's not gross, it's not disgusting. And I'm going to massage that into my skin until it gets nice and sticky and tacky. This is definitely a fad right now. Tons of YouTubers are trying it, and I have to say I've only used it once, but I did like it, and my skin was not irritated by it. Hallelujah. So now I'm going to be doing my foundation, and I am using the EX1 liquid foundation, the Invisiwear, and I am in shade 300 for those of you who are asking. And to apply it, I'm using the E54 by Morphe. This is one of their new Elite brushes. It's like super huge. I didn't think I was going to like it, but I've been using it for the past week. I really do enjoy this brush. Now for concealer, I'm going to be using the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Concealer that I raved about in my December favorites. I love it so much, but as you can see, it's like the exact same color as my foundation. And for New Year's Eve and for this eye look, I really wanted a highlighted look. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of the Urban Decay Naked Concealer in the shade Light and just add a little bit more and then blend it out with a damp beauty blender. Make sure your beauty blender is very, very, very damp. Like squeeze it under the sink like 15, 20 times. Get it really damp and then just like lightly squeeze it out on a paper towel. When it's super duper damp, I think that it makes your concealer and foundation look the most natural by adding that moisture, and it picks up excess product. I'm going to take a little bit more of that and put it on the chin, the nose, and the forehead, and then kind of take a step back and look at the rest of my face and see where I want to add any light. So I'm going to put a little bit on the cheek area right above my smile lines, but not on them, otherwise they'll get creasy, and then right on my Cupid's bow as well, and then go back in with that damp beauty blender and blend it out. You'll see in the end of this look why I did this. Right now it's kind of like, wait, what's the point? But when everything is done, you'll see that those areas stay nice and light compared to the rest of the face, and it just gives the face so much dimension, and I love it. So now I'm going to be mixing Anastasia Banana Powder and MAC Pro Emphasize to set my under eye concealer, and this will also give a little bit more highlight at the same time. And I'm using the Morphe E48 to do this, and I am in love with this brush. I like this so much more than the one that I've been using for, the past 4 years. Now to set my entire face, I'm using the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Medium and just a fluffy brush. And I'm going to go over my entire face very lightly. I raved about this product in my last favorites video. I just love that it's such light coverage, it's so lightweight, and it has a little bit of luminosity in it. So it keeps your skin looking very natural and fresh all day long, which is, hello, that's the dream. Like that's all we're asking for, right? At least I am. Now we're going to be bronzing, and I am using the Makeup Forever bronzer in the shade 251, I believe. And I am using this gigantic Tom Ford bronzer brush that is totally unnecessary but absolutely amazing all at the same time. And I'm going to just be bronzing my cheeks and my forehead. And then what I'm going to do is that after I get like a layer of bronzer down, I'm actually going to contour. So now you will see me go in and be a little bit more precise with this. I've been doing this a couple of times recently, and I really like the way it turns out as opposed to just going in with a strict contour. I do a little bronzing first, and then I create that sharp line, and I really, really like the way it's been turning out. I think it looks much better in person as opposed to just contour. Now I'm going to grab some Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I'm going to begin to carve out my contour area. And I'm going to set this entire area with that powder so that we can just bake it for the next few minutes while we do our brows. And this is going to make everything look much more airbrushed and smooth while still giving us like a sharper line so it's not messy and muddy. So now for the brows, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Brow Wiz, of course, and I'm using the shade Caramel. I go between the shades Caramel and Chocolate. So those are my two favorites, and I'm just going to kind of breeze through this in editing because I don't think that filling in brows is anything exciting to watch. So fill in your brows however you do them, and then we can move on. And I'm going to just dust off that entire section of that powder that we set, and you can see how everything looks so smooth. But what I will do is just make one tiny little strict line with that same powder just to make it even sharper, and I'm going to let that sit there as we finish the face. Now I'm going to go back in with the MAC Pro Emphasize Shaping Powder. I swear, this is like my favorite powder ever. It's just so beautiful, the way it's not a frost, but it's not a matte, and it has a sheen. I can't live without this powder. I use it at least once every single day that I do my makeup. I truly love it. Now I'm going to grab a little bit of a black shadow. I am using the Kat Von D black just because it's so creamy, and it's the only one that I have with me right now. But any black will obviously work. And just using a flat definer brush, I'm going to just press this nice and tight up against the lower lash line. You can totally do this with a dark purple. That'd be really beautiful too. You could even do a dark brown. You could do a warm brown. Anything really goes with this. And then I'm going to go back in with that same Curfew purple eyeshadow and just blend it out. But we are staying away from the inner corner. We're only doing this on the outer corner, about 2/3 into the way of the eye. We're leaving the inner corner completely blank for now. If you don't want to do the inner corner cat eye, just go all the way to the inner corner and you'll be good to go. Line your rim with some black, make it nice and smoky, walk out the door, you're good. But I'm going to just go ahead and do this inner corner cat eye, and I'm going to show you how I do it. So I'm using this Morphe M559 brush. It's a really, really, really tiny flat-headed brush that's perfect for something like this. And using the purple first, I'm just going to go in kind of parallel to the inner corner tear duct. So you don't want to follow it, but you want to go parallel to it. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my liner brush and I'm going to use black shadow on it. So we're starting with shadows. We're doing the light purple shadow, then the black shadow, and then we're actually going to move on to gel liner to make it even blacker. But it's one step at a time. Take it nice and slow. You don't want to initially go in with black liner, and if you mess it up, you're like, crap, what do I do? So just going in with one shadow at a time, and if you mess up, if you make it go too high or too low, you can take a little bit of concealer on a definer brush and just kind of whoop, like erase your mistake. Like really, it's not that noticeable to just correct a mistake with a little bit of concealer on a definer brush. Using the MAC Chromographic Pencil in the shade NC15, I'm just going to pop a little bit of that on my waterline because I just wanted it to look kind of white and pop. For New Year's Eve, you could use a stark white in there and it would look super cool too. So now I'm going to go back in with that same gel liner. This is the blackest of black, and I'm going to begin to just go over it now. You can make this line as thick as you want or as thin as you want. Actually, when I took a step back, I wish in the end I made it a little bit thicker personally, but you do you, whatever you are comfortable with. It is all on you. But I just like going over this with the gel because it just makes it a little bit more fierce and intense and noticeable as opposed to just using shadow. So now I'm going to just coat my lower lashes with some mascara, just a super light coat. I didn't want it too over the top because of what we have going on down there. I was like, that speaks for itself. We don't need lashes on top of it. And then for blush, I'm going to be going in with the ColourPop Highly Wasted Blush. I still don't know how I feel about these. They are a little difficult to work with. I added a little bit of a baby pink blush from my collection to it because I just felt like I was getting no payoff. I need to keep playing with these because I don't know. My opinion is still up in the air about these right now, just for the time being. We'll figure it out. So now for highlight, I'm going to grab Becca Pearl. I thought that this was the perfect shade for this look because I didn't want anything too bronzy or too golden. Definitely something cool and silver. So using a Morphe M501, I'm going to pop this on the apples of the cheeks to really make a statement, and it'll give you those nice round baby doll cheeks. And then I will run it up along the cheekbone. I kind of kept it on the lower part of my cheekbone today, but we are going to grab the blush brush and go back over it. Otherwise, it looks like a tiger stripe, which, hey, it's New Year's, do you? But I didn't want to do a tiger stripe. You could add some silver sparkle to your cheeks, and that would look gorgina as well, just saying. That's a beautiful like addition for a New Year's Eve look. So I'm just wiping away that excess powder right underneath the contour. And then for lips, I'm going to be using the Anastasia liquid lipstick in the shade Lovely. Now this is a really nice baby doll pink, but a few minutes later I was like, I don't want it to be this pink, so I added a little bit of MAC Blankety over my lips, which is just kind of like a purpley nude. But if you're into like this pink lip with this look, you do you. Whatever lip you want to do will work. So that completes this New Year's Eve look, you guys. I hope you enjoy. Thank you for watching. I love you, and I'll see you soon. Bye!
Wait, what is this?
For you, Bob. What she order? What she order? Fish fillet.
Just so weird. Is that not weird? Well, thank you, because I would have been pissed. You would have messed up my groove, dude.